Hello, my name is Chris Voysey and I am the host for this Peimer 5-minute video on optimizing online presenting. If you're a professional presenter, this might not be for you, but if you have been thrown into the virtual world, as many of us have, this could be a valuable 5 minutes or so. I'm from the old school, which might be obvious, and 3 things have always been very important in presenting: what you look like, what you do, and what you say. Now, times have changed, but these 3 remain the kind of basic foundation of presenting. Let's start with what you look like. Under that heading, there are 3 aspects: the framing, the lighting, and the background. You are in a frame. This is creating a frame right here, and you need to be in the center of the frame and as large in the frame as possible without looking threatening to whoever's watching. Don't sit too far back, because as you do that, you become a lot smaller in the frame, and also you move away from the mic source very often, in which case your voice will sound insecure and unconfident. Ensure that the level of the camera, the eye of the camera, the lens of the camera, is about level with your eyes, so that you can maintain a proper contact and eye contact with your audience. Do not shoot from too far down. Some people have the camera on their lap or down below, and they're shooting upwards. Now, a long time ago, all the horror movies were made that way. That was the angle of the camera. So please don't do that, because you look horrific. If we look at the lighting quickly, ensure that you've got a good light source from the front or the side. If it's from the side, you need another light on the other side to reflect where the natural light is coming from. Natural light works very well, and you can use other smaller lights to fill in. It's essential, of course, that you do not shoot your presentation with light from behind. The silhouette does not work. The audience is alienated by a dark figure out of which words are emanating, and we cannot see the person's face. If we look at the background, if you are well lit and in the right position in the frame, the background becomes less important. However, in your home, in your study, your lounge, wherever it might be, you could find a very suitable corner which can give a good, decent-looking background to your picture. The second thing, what you do. If you're not going to be using PowerPoint, that's fine. We find people prefer to just have a talk-only presentation as opposed to a hastily put-together PowerPoint. If you are going to use PowerPoint presentation, obviously the same applies as it does in real presentations. Less is more. And if you're going to use the PowerPoint as a prompt, that's fine, but don't put the prompts on your slide. Don't read your slides. Do not have so much information on the slide that it is confusing for people. Remember, one slide costs as much as 100 in the virtual world. And of course, a picture tells 1,000 words. If you have a story to tell, tell the story. The slides don't have to tell the story. You do. The slides might have visuals to support your story, and that will be sufficient. If you are going to use PowerPoint, do not go lower than at least 20-point font size, as it will end up with too much on the slide. Every graph needs to have a very clear axis. The axes need to be very clear and uncluttered. We know that you can send slides to people after the event, and in that way you can get your point across without too much information. Lastly, what you say. One thing we do is, of course, to provide information. That's what we want to do. The result of providing too much information is that you go over time. The Chamber has never received a complaint about a talk being too short, but they've received many about a talk being too long. If you've got a 15-minute brief, aim for 12 minutes to make it fit into that effectively. Try not to put up the first slide with all the points you're going to cover. 12, 15, 24 points. It's simply too many. Agendas have a place, but lists can alienate your audience. Rather, tell your story, talk about what you're going to talk about, and show what solutions you have to problems out there. Finally, the technical glitch. This is not the end of the world. It's not the cancellation of the Tokyo Olympics. These things happen. Simply fix the glitch if you can, or remember that you can send a recording or information to your audience or you can reschedule. So all that remains is for me to say thank you very much for joining me on this video. And if you'd like more information on online presenting, please contact me at the details on your screen. Thank you.